Hello, everyone. It's Randy. It's Mr. Canary. Trying to look up here where my camera is. I was asked to do a live stream. I was going to wait till Carl was done. He's not done yet. Unfortunately, he's decided to become, 3 sheets or 2 sheets, as he said last night, to the wind. And that's fine. That's his own decision. Let's see. No, King of Chuck, I'm not trying to. I cannot drink anymore due to my medications. Do I want to drink? Yes, which means I shouldn't drink even if I could. It's not a smart thing to do. Um, thanks, King Chuck. And I'm sorry he booted you. He didn't give you a chance to get a word in edgewise. But there are some people that he hasn't booted. So I find that interesting. He couldn't handle the truth, so he's self medicating. You're right, 8 degrees. You're right. Um, I did not do that rant to rip him apart. I did that rant so he would snap out of the insanity and the spiral that he was on. And it looks like it's starting to work, which is awesome, which is what he needs. The last thing he needs is to spiral out of control. Now, a couple of people have said, well, you were on there trying to beg for him, telling people about Patreon and PayPal and thumbs up and things of that nature. Well, that was my job. That's what he asked me to do. This is what other moderators wanted to emulate. And what's been interesting is none of them have. One guy every once in a while put up the PayPal link, but other than that, they haven't done anything. I mean, if you're a moderator, you should actually probably put your moderator on your Patreon account so they know what's going on there in case people ask. The moderator is supposed to be there to help answer questions if you get too busy and this live stream rolls too fast, which every once in a while it does. The moderator is also there to make sure that the bad words aren't said and there aren't any personal attacks. But see, here's the problem, is he's misinterpreting personal attacks. People aren't making personal attacks on him. They are simply voicing their opinion. And therein lies the rub. Why can't anybody have their own opinion? Dude, I love you, but this is just nuts. I'm very proud of you for giving the money back for a lady friend that's going to join you. Yes, Chuck, I did make up the Teespring page for him. And no, I haven't taken it down. Thank you, 8 degrees. I didn't want my rant to come across as demeaning. I wanted it to help him. And it doesn't seem like he's gotten that hint. By the way, this is water. I have a thing for flamingos. Anyhow. Right, I didn't plan it to be a way to rip him apart. He needed snapped awake. He needed to wake up and smell the coffee and understand what he was doing, what he's still doing. Right now, he's self-medicating because he's upset. I understand you're upset. I get it. Okay. But it's kind of interesting that you cut off some people that make comments to my video and you haven't cut off others. And the other ones that you haven't cut off, I'm trying to remember if they donated to you or not. A guy also said that no, there was nothing about, somebody being more important because they donated or didn't donate. Okay, we can argue that fact until the cows come home. That's up to you. The comment was made. And he's backpedaling, which is good. Today, he's also avoiding the whole video controversy. And that's fine. He's allowed to have his own opinion. What he has to understand is that his opinion may not line up with everybody. And if you continually just cut people off and not pay attention to their opinion or not answer their opinion or don't even acknowledge them as being a human being with an intelligent brain that can form thought and voice an opinion, your channel might not grow. All I wanted was for his channel to grow and to be caring and loving, to be non-combative. That's the way to make your channel grow. You started the channel at 22 or 2.2K. You're at 2.3K. You've been on the boat motoring for over a month. You would think, and I know because of our plans and the hours we talked about your plans on growing your channel, that you should be up to at least 5,000 by now. And I think the problem is the constant alcohol, because you're not the party type age group. Okay? The doodles are the party type age group. You are not. You're the educated, stately man of the sea. You don't need to be talking about getting drunk and getting high. I'm sorry, I'm catching up on the chat. King of Checks says, for the record, I donated via Super Chat back in the Alaska days and was an early Patreon subscriber. You know I know that. You know I know that. I've been here that long. I left Patreon a few weeks afterwards after some shenanigans. 8 degrees, you say get the sails up. I totally agree. I want to believe he can sail, but I'm starting to wonder if he can or not. Now he said tonight it was debatable whether the sheets were seaworthy. I'm going, are you kidding me? Seriously? Now you're wondering if your sheets are seaworthy? You had the mast step twice, and you've had it rigged, and you've got a rigger coming out again because you didn't like the way it was rigged by the guy who helped you out tremendously at the Deepwater Marina up in Sandusky. This dude gave you turnbuckles and rigging and halyards and everything. He gave you the moon and set it up for you. Now you're saying I'm not so sure that the sheets are seaworthy. Come on, dude. Seriously. We're pulling for you. But every time we turn around, now you're saying, well, this worked. No, wait a minute. It's not going to work. Which is it? Dude, you just spent, $90 to fix your grill. And you're sitting on your boat eating pita bread and hummus. Why not go throw something on the grill? You're complaining about food going bad in your freezer because you're not running your generator all the time. But it wouldn't go bad if you cook it and consume it. I understand it's warm. You have an umbrella, dude. Put the umbrella up. It's evening. While you've got your live chat going, cook. It's not that difficult. It almost seems like you don't want to cook at all. I mean, you said, well, I'm going to go fishing. You still don't have bait to go fishing. This is stuff you asked me to keep an eye on for you, to keep your costs down, to not eBay, because you have very, very little respect for another genre of channel that eBay, that by the way, is not doing that anymore. Handle the situation like adults, apologize for it, moved on, and the channel's coming back up. All right. And they're still the good people that I knew they would. They were. They have gotten it under control and they are flourishing. And I am so proud of them and I will continue to support them. So you spent money on a grill that you haven't used yet. You haven't cooked because I don't think you want to cook. I really don't. And dude, all you did was talk about how much you like to cook, but you're not cooking. You've been past a bait store every single time you get off of that boat. You haven't stopped to get bait. I understand it's warm. The fish go deeper. Freaking put the line out, go underneath, have a trip set up. So once you hook something, you can come up out of the shade into the sun to reel it up. I mean, it's not that difficult. I've been fishing since the time I could walk. Not saltwater fishing, but freshwater fishing. It's about the same kind. They call it fishing for a reason. They don't call it catching. Okay, it's going to take time to do it. All I was trying to do with that rant was to get you to pay attention to the things that I tried to subtly remind you, and subtlety did not work at all, that you wanted me to watch, that you wanted me to do. And I've done everything that you wanted me to do. Give me a second. Let me check up on the comments here. Let's see. King of Chuck said, on a side note, my son just came in and said LeBron James signed with the Lakers a few minutes ago. Sorry, Ohio, California. I could care less about pro basketball. If it's not the Indiana Pacers, I'm not interested. Let's see, 8 degrees. They're talking about LeBron moving. Knew he would. 8 degrees says he's putting it off. Fear, fear, fear. He must be talking about sailing. He could be nervous. Why not be honest? That is awesome, awesome content. Dude, I have not. Why did my chat go away? Oh, okay. That's awesome content. Being honest. Hey, I haven't sailed since Alaska. And Alaska, I watched all of his videos. I don't remember the sails being up. I remember him motoring. If he's scared, oh my word, please be honest. That is awesome, awesome, awesome content. Dude, if you're scared to put the sails up, be honest. People will respect you. That's good content. Come on, dude. Please, I've done nothing but try to grow your channel. Honesty works. Okay, let's see what's back here. Peanut Chuck, he says he's going to do a lot of things that never get done. The laziest hard work I've ever seen. That's not true. He is easily distracted. He's not lazy. He's easily distracted. I've seen it in both of my ex-husbands. They get something on their mind and something they want to do. And then, oops, squirrel, something else comes up. At one point, I was able to finish what they started. I'm not physically able to do that anymore. But of course, I don't have either husband either, um, which is a good thing. Um, I'm not defined by a man. Um, I'm not doing a fantastic job of raising my daughter, but I got her through high school, and that was a big thing. Her father has a total of 3 children. One is deceased. One is living north of Columbus, with his common law that I know of, and a very young son. He's only like 5 years older than I am. And then my daughter, of the 3 children, the only one that graduated high school is my daughter. Um, so that tells you a little bit about that. Let's go on. But no, he's not lazy. He just gets distracted. And he can't, most guys are like that. They can't focus on one thing. Unless they're hyper focused on something. A lot of guys are like this. I understand. I spent 30 years in the trucking industry. I have worked with men all of my life. I get it. And it's neither here nor there. It's just life. Let's see. John Corbett, whoever that is, retracted their message. 8 Degrees says never, as far as saying what he's going to do. Gordon overpromise and underdeliver. That's true. And John Corbett retracted something he said. Gordon says freer. You're right, 8 Degrees. That's true. If he's afraid, please be honest. Say, dudes, I'm afraid to go put the sails up and get out there and start tacking away. I got nobody to yell jibe ho to. Okay. He's now saying that he's not sure the sheets are seaworthy. If you're scared, please, please, be honest. Tell people you're scared. Let's see. A wine lover says he's yet to put his fat bum in the soft bottom dinghy. Would rather pay $8. Um, I tried to ask if he's gotten in his dinghy yet. We haven't heard the outboard fire up yet. We haven't seen the outboard on the back of the dinghy yet. We've just seen him drag it and throw it on his foredeck while he was in the canal. Okay. You need to know if your dinghy works. You're in a perfect place. You're in Manhasset Bay. You're surrounded by marinas. You're surrounded by other boaters. If you get in your dinghy and put the engine on the back and you sink, you can prepare for all that. I mean, tie a rope around the engine and make sure your dinghy is tied off to the boat. And if you sink, at least you're not going to lose everything. And now you can find out if it works or not. But find out if your dinghy works. Come on. If you're scared, once again, be honest and tell us. That's good content. Showing vulnerability, whether you're male or female, is good content. Let's go on. Gordon, he's an excellent sailor. He's told us that already. That's neither here. That could be male bravado. Bravado, sorry. Don't know. But honesty would help. I wish he'd sit and think. Let's see. John Corbett, booze is more important to him than sailing. That's one of the items that he told me to watch him about. When he started drinking more, he said in the past, he wasn't an alcoholic. That's not what he is. It's just he's a binger. And he asked me to keep an eye on that. I've tried. And it obviously doesn't work. Let's see. Gordon, no, he's never been on the dinghy. Pritzy, I've been looking for a used water maker for his boat. I don't think he can go out in the open water without one. That's true. He can't go out in the open water without a water maker. And Pritzy, the fact that you agree with a lot of what I've said and you're still looking for things for him is awesome. He has potential. He has intelligence. He just needs to tighten up the lines a little bit, be honest, and treat people better. Remember, they have a brain, they have people who care about them. Move on. John Corbin went back and looked at his videos and never seen him put up a sale. Like I said, if he made the comment tonight that he wasn't sure if the sheets were seaworthy. Was it tonight or last night? Is running into each other. Anyhow, if he's scared, be honest. Oh my gosh, please be honest. You'd have all kinds of support out there if you just be honest. Let's see. Pero Lambert says, I truly believe he can't sail. No, I believe he can sail. I believe he can. I just believe it's been long enough and he's by himself that he's intimidated by, the need or his ability to sail by himself. That's what I think. It's neither good nor bad. I think that's just reality. I love him to pieces. Just be honest. If you're concerned, fine. Find somebody in the marina who will go out with you and stretch your legs. Get out of the bay, get the sheets up, and get moving. I'm really kind of concerned. He was talking about I really want to be in New York Harbor for the 4th of July. When he went around the island and down across Hell's Gate, all he did was talk about, no, I don't want to be in New York Harbor for the 4th. He was concerned about the wakes. Wakes! Oh my gosh, dude, you're on a boat. It's gonna wake. People are going to drive past you and they're going to make ripples in the water, and that's called a wake. I don't care if it's a no wake zone. If they're going at the lowest speed possible, there's going to be ripples. I'm sorry that ripples bother you, but you're in a boat. There's going to be a wake. So I believe he can sail. I'm concerned that a little bit of the reality might have shown through when he said he didn't want to be in New York Harbor for the 4th of July. After he spent his entire time on the Erie Canal saying, I want to be in New York Harbor for 4th of July. Personally, I want to be in I'd want to be in Boston Harbor. Boston Harbor's gorgeous. I've been there for 4th of July. I've been there. I was parked in my tractor. I was a contractor for Federal Express. I was out at the old Logan Airport. Gorgeous view of the bay. Cranked up the radio with the Boston Pops. The best, bar none, fireworks show I've ever seen in my life. And the bay was very calm. Another choice. He's wanting to burn up a bunch of time before Annapolis all the way in November. Go up and see the 4th in Boston. Stretch your legs out. Put the sails up. At least if you're hugging the coast, you know whether or not the sails are going to be seaworthy or not. Let's see. I'm trying to catch up. Okay, Gordon says Every day he says he's going to do something tomorrow. Thing is, tomorrow never comes. I can understand that. Some guys are like that. Sailing said, you think he just crossed the Pacific the way he talks about Lake Erie. He was in a boat that sat on the hard for a lot of years. That's an accomplishment. I mean, the rebuild on the engine, I know diesel engines, the rebuild of the engine was a good thing, but it sat dormant for so long. So that was an accomplishment. It wasn't the Pacific. That was an accomplishment. I still don't know why he stepped his mast before he left, but he was able to get some free turnbuckles and halyards and things of that nature that now he's going to throw all away and have adjusted. But that's okay. That's his boat, and he's choosing how to handle it. So he's having it re-rigged again. Okay. SB Kiwa says, so true, Rhonda. Thank you. King of Chuck, a lack of vulnerability sounds likely. True, a lot of guys have a hard time expressing the fact that they aren't hard as nails and can't do everything. Pero Lambert says, amen, sailing. Pero also says, before you know it, tomorrow will be 2019 and thinking about making repairs. True. SVQ West says he could go without a water maker. He just has to have a water tank or plenty of jugs. True. King of Chuck, again, he's a very smart guy about a lot of things. Not everything, though. He also has that overconfident gift a salesman has. That's true. He's been a salesman all of his life. He likes to sound confident about everything he talks about. It's true. He's been a salesman all of his life. Stock market, real estate. When he had the farm in Lancaster, Ohio, or whatever, that was all about being a salesman. So that makes sense. Can't slight a person for their personality, and he's a salesman personality. Let's see. Pritzy says, I think he thought he was going to get a much larger boat when he was still in Alaska. I know he was looking at catamarans. Yeah, he was for over $400,000. And larger monohulls than he wound up with in this small boat. But I watched. So did I. I was there all the way. Percy said a video where a 14-year-old girl sailed around the world on a boat about the same size that he's in now and set a world record. True. Let's see. Wine Lover 215 says he's burning it up tonight. He must ban 10 people tonight for asking a question. He's like driving past an accident and not looking at this point. I agree. Like I said, 30 years holding a steering wheel. I never got mad for traffic to slow down driving past an accident. I slowed down to make sure the EMS, the firefighters, and police officers were safe. But I also slowed down to see if there was anything I could do and to pray for the person or persons involved. But it's like a train wreck happening in slow motion. And I can understand that. I can understand the novelty of watching that. Once again, him deleting people for having a different point of view. It's his channel. He can do what he wants. I wish he would show everybody who he really is. I spent hundreds, if not thousands of hours talking to him when he was up in Alaska. The only reason we quit talking, quite honestly, is he started coming south and I was in the hospital. This guy on his way through swung by to visit me in the hospital. I still have the stuffed animal he gave me. Unfortunately, the balloon popped and whatnot. But I still have the stuffed animal that he gave me. Coming in to check on me for just a few minutes. He's an awesome, awesome guy. he's just running his channel in a spiral out of control. He's got to show people who he is, and he's just not doing it. He's focusing on alcohol. He's focusing on get me more money. I was so happy that when he talked about going to Florida and actually starting up his real estate office. Thank you. This was part of the original plan. Go back down to Marathon, start your office again, get income up, and make short day trips. You're a realtor. You don't have to sit still in an office every single day. And he's on the seller side, not the buyer side. And he likes to focus on commercial properties, although down in Marathon Key, they're very high dollar private homes. But he is more of a seller's realtor instead of a buyer's realtor. And that's fine. You can make weekend or week trips anywhere around the Caribbean and make some awesome content to help build your channel up and still make money as a realtor. There's no shame in having more than one job. If you're good at it, do it. No shame. Okay, back to the chat. Gordon says when he was in Alaska, he was really dreaming big, but that's what he does. And dreaming is fine. There's nothing wrong with dreaming. I dream all the time. I'm trapped by my body and I'm recovering as quick as I can, but I dream all the time. But my big dream, my daughter graduating high school and moving on to college, it's a reality. It's a reality, and I can never be more proud of her at all. Okay. Pritzy says, don't know SV Kiwa in a calm. He could sit for 3 weeks and not move. Guys, be nice. Fritzy and company, yes, people getting banned right and left, but mostly the mods are doing that. I trained them, so I can only blame myself. A few of them have come over and made comments going, well, you jumped on the boat and you did this, that, and the other. As soon as I started banning people for comments that I felt were insulting, Carl flat out said on the live stream, they're having fun. Take it easy. Don't do that. Okay, fine. They're a friend of the channel, aka they've donated, which he said also. So I stopped doing that. It's also about the same time I stopped promoting anything but his merchandise. The reason I promoted the merchandise is he had told me that I could have a percentage of it since I did not designed it and was running the website for him. So, but I stopped posting everything else because I didn't think it was right. Okay, continuing on. SVQL says at Pritzy, I watch several other sailing channels and they plan for that. They don't all live on water makers. Okay, I got that. Pritzy and company, I watched too. This is King of Chut, hoping he could pull it off. Thought maybe he had something coming up his sleeve that his confidence was warranted. Pritzy and company, LOL, that's a lot of H2O to haul. With him in there, and there would be no more room for little. No, guys, I'm a big person. I get it. My first husband, my daughter's dad, big person. I get it. Leave it alone. All right. I have been bullied by family consistently since I can remember. All right. So you can just stop the size thing. He's doing what he needs to do. All right. I am concerned about his health. I see a lot of stuff coming down the pike that happened to my late ex-husband. And when that stuff starts snowballing, it's impossible to stop. We've had the conversation. He told me to forget about it. So I've moved on. Okay. So I'd appreciate you guys moving on as well. Let's see. Gordon Freeman, his ex wife is in Marathon, Florida. Is that who's going to work for? No. No, she works, at least he said that she worked at like a dolphin recovery center in Marathon Key. Um, that was a big mess. It's not my place to explain how bad that situation was. The woman was a wench or is a wench. Um, I'm upset she got as much of the property as she did because she shouldn't have, but she did. So you just have to go with what the courts decided. But they thoroughly screwed Carl, and he got nothing out of it. Um, he had other debts he had to pay off. He paid them off and got nothing out of it. He happened to have a vehicle that held a lot of value. I don't have a vehicle that holds that much value. Um, but he got rid of the vehicle and got the boat, and that's fantastic. But if you want to go back into his videos, he does from Alaska explain, excuse me, explain his second ex-wife and things of that nature. It's really pretty tragic. Dude was used badly. Let's see. SV Kiwa says at Perciello Trill, maybe give the dog to some. Okay, leave Lily alone. She's fine. She's a Labrador. All right, I'm a historical reenactor. All right, I can't do it now because I physically don't have the strength to do anything anymore. It's very taxing. I miss it to death. I reenacted 793 to 1066 AD, the Norse Viking era. I've been on boats, long boats. They're a lot of work. I've been in reenactments and all things. They're a lot of work. I weave mail armor, Maille, as in chainmail. But I'm not going to bring that conversation up. It's a lot of work. What I can tell you about the animals of the time period is the dogs, aka Labrador, which is named after the Labrador coast that's like on our part of the world. They're fine. All right. Lily has learned how to go potty on the bow of the boat. She knows it's cooler laying on the boat. I'm not crazy about how he speaks to her sometimes, but what he's setting up is the whole dominance thing. Because Lily is a very dominant type of girl. All right. If she wants to jump on you, she will. Believe me, I know. She has a lot of love and a lot of energy. I wish he could get her off the boat more so she can get calmed down. That's neither here nor there. I wish he could get her swimming. That would help her. So, lay off Lily, all right? Okay. Let's see. Pretty and Company says, I know King of Chuck. I don't know what to think these days. I hope him the best, though. I do too. Clint Davis, I watched him from the beginning and supported him. He got mad because I was worried about Lily staying on the boat when it was closed up. He leaves her now and it's in the 90s. Not all the time. Let's see. King of Chuck, he's ranting about the ex-wife now. That's fine. He can rant about her. She deserves it. She honestly deserves it. I'm just am not crazy about him drinking so much. And this is something he told me to watch, but he's not watching. King of Chuck, Doug told him to get off the air. I hope he pays attention to him. Fritzy and Company, my comments have nothing to do with Any one size, Rhonda. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about jugs of fresh water. Okay, I just wanted to make sure. Thanks for letting me know, Pritzy. Gordon, his ex-wife has a real estate website up right now. Actually, it's his real estate website that he was supposed to get control over. And he won that fair and square in the divorce. She said she lost the passwords and the codes, so she couldn't hand it over to him. So she has to wait until it expires. Okay, she's not supposed to be selling real estate because the last he knew, she didn't have the license or the brain to get one. Okay. All right. Gordon says, but only you got his side of the story about the wife. There are always two sides. Actually, there's always three sides: his, hers, and the reality. So there's actually three sides. But I get what you're saying, Gordon. SV Kiwa, this is so true. Gordon, there's always three sides to every story: his, hers, and the truth. That's the truth. And John Corbett said, "Love your openness and honesty. You're a very fine lady. Wish you all the best." Thank you, John. I appreciate it. I am a good person. I hate that I have to say it, but I am a good person. I've had a hard life. Y'all don't know the half of it or the quarter of it. I am a Christian. I'm saved by the blood of the Lamb. I am as active as I can be in the Emmaus community here in Central Ohio. And if you don't know what the Emmaus community is, look it up. It's a fine group of people. The chat's kind of stopped, and that's fine. I didn't want to come on here and rant. I wanted to come on here and let you all totally understand what my rant was about. Fortunately, it has strung a chord with him. He's starting to straighten. Straighten up. Before you ask about the coughing, I'm on a med called Entresto, and the number one side effect is a dry cough. Oh, sorry. I hate this man. That was an alarm saying that my daughter gets off work. Well, over a half an hour. I won't let her walk home in the dark. Thank you to all those subscribing to my channel. I'm gonna get off of here because the medicine has decided I'm gonna cough for a while. I say I have to go get my daughter. All right. So, anyhow, take care of yourselves. Remember, God loves you. Don't know when I'll be back on here. I hope I cleared a lot of stuff up. Take care, and remember, no matter what, you got to keep smiling. Take care, and God bless.